Remick. I'm part of the education team, and today I'm going to teach you guys all how to do a home craft that has to do with wildflowers. Now, a lot of people love to walk outside and see all the beautiful flowers, especially in fields. There's daisies and dandelions and all kinds of things like that. Well, I have a secret talent. I love to make flower crowns, and I'm actually pretty good at them. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do them at home. I do this with my siblings. I do it with family and friends. I've taught a lot of people how to do them, so I'm hoping to teach you guys today. So what you're going to need is, I like having a basket. It's easier to transport everything. Permission to whoever you're picking the flowers from, whether it's from someone's garden or someone's field. Make sure you have permission. A pair of trusty scissors. Now if you walk with scissors, always hold them like this until you're ready to use them, and never run with scissors. We're going to be picking all kinds of flowers today, and I will show you how to make crowns and necklaces and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to walk through the gardens here. As you can see, we have a lot of flowers in bloom, and I have asked our gardener for permission to pick some in order to teach you guys today. So the first thing we're going to do, I love me some daisies. So I have this beautiful patch of daisies next to me. They're probably a good foot and a half tall, and the taller the stems, the better. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to cut them. So you're going to take your scissors here, like I said, hold them by the bottom. You're going to take the stem and you're going to follow it all the way down to the bottom. So you have a nice long stem. And you're going to repeat this process for however many daisies you want in your flower crown. Now, if you are going to pick a bunch of different kinds of flowers for your flower crown, you may not want to pick as many daisies. I like to pick at least 2 to 3 handfuls, because you want a very full flower crown, or else it'll look bare and empty, which, if that's what you want, that's fine. If you want to go for a more simple look, I like mine very full of flowers and greenery. So we're going to pick these daisies. There's a beautiful patch, like I said. Make the stems nice and long, put them in your basket, and here we go. Once you're done picking daisies, if you have any access to some long grass, if you can see next to me, we haven't really been mowing, so the grass is another foot or so tall. I like to cut some grass too. It helps fill the crown and make for a very nice base. So I always pick the grass, and like I said, do the same thing, follow it to the stem, and pick a nice handful. It helps hold the crown together. You can also use it as a natural type of twine to tie off ends and such. Just like that. Add it to your basket, and we're off to our next flower. Johnny jump ups by a lot of people, and we're just going to do the exact same thing as we did with the daisies and the long grass that we picked. I'm just going to take the flower by the stem and cut as close to the bottom as I can. So you have a nice big group of them. Now these, because they're small, you want to get more of the greenery. Because their stems are insanely thin, when you start wrapping them in order to put them in the flower crown, they'll rip easier. Over here, what also I'm gonna pick are these really tall flowers. They're just about to go to seed, so I got permission to cut them, which means they'll last a day or so in your flower. I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom here. I'm gonna cut one of the stalks and add it to my basket. I also like to take some of the flowers or the leaves that are around the flower you're picking. It helps fill the flower crown more. So now that we've picked all of our flowers today, I've laid them out here in a circle behind me so I know what I have to work with. And starting is the hardest part of the flower crown. But once you've picked everything, you're ready to go. You won't be able to really see with my selection, but I'll make sure I hold it up today so you all can see it. So we're gonna start with our daisies first. Obviously, they have some of the longest stems and the most flexible. So it depends how big your head is. If you measure it first, for my head in particular, It's almost 2 strings long. So, how I'm gonna start this is gonna take your 2 longest flowers, or the ones that you want the most of, and you're gonna take them and you're gonna pair them together, and you're just gonna lightly twist them. Not hard. You're gonna make a giant loop. See how I kind of twisted it together? And that's how you're gonna start. And this is all you're gonna be doing for the first little bit. It is a slow process. And then once you've twisted the thickest part of the stems together, you're gonna twist them together and do the same near the top of the flower. Now they're not gonna stay together, and like I said, starting is the hardest part. And it's just gonna be very awkward shaped, and it's not gonna look the best. But that's where the trick comes in. So I'm gonna keep going, and I'm just gonna strengthen it with more daisies. Always take the thickest stem and put it on the side that has the least amount of strength. You're just gonna bend it and twist it along, very gently. If you don't want your extra sleeves, you can just pull them off and type them in. Because it's thicker here, I'm gonna leave that giant loop and work more on this side. And all it is just lightly wrapping it in circles. We're gonna do this for a while until we get a good base going. If you have little extra parts of the stem that kind of come off as extra growths, just use those to strengthen the main part of your crown and just do extra loops. Like so. I'm actually gonna move forward so you guys can see more what I'm going to be doing. I'm gonna do a few more daisies before starting to add other colors. So it's not as thick here, so I'm going to insert and gently start wrapping. If you have a part of your stem that rips, that's okay. That is why we pick extra flowers, and then you just know that you need to be more gentle for next time. As you can see, my crown isn't necessarily a circle yet, but it will be by the time we're done. If you have little things like this and you wrapped it around but you don't want to wrap it around again, lift one of the loops that you've created and tuck it in. It's almost like tying it. And then just press it back down and it should stay. Then, when you've kind of got a general base that seems pretty sturdy, take one of your long pieces of grass. Bendable is best, so like looser fitting grass, and you're gonna make smaller loops. Sorry, there was a fly. And if you see how close together I'm pulling it through, I'm just wrapping it. This way, it's gonna hold my flowers in place, and it's actually gonna help my crown hold its shape for longer. When you get to a flower, try to avoid putting the grass directly on the flower, because then it'll move your flowers into placements you don't want it. Now you can do this any way you want. This is basically all I'm going to be doing for the next 20 or 30 minutes. It can take a while, it depends how full you want your crown. Parents, sometimes kids will get bored and you'll end up finishing it for them, or they may just be happy with the result of you putting a couple flowers together like this and making a flower crown. So now you can see we have basically completed our flower crown. I'm wearing it as a display. If you watched the time-lapse part of this video, you can see me kind of shuffling it through. Couple tips as you're working through this. It is not easy. This takes a lot of practice. Your stems are gonna break. It depends what kind of flower you use. Sometimes they'll wilt before you finish. I love using wildflowers the most. They're just the most vibrant colors, and they're just so much fun. My older sister, my younger sister actually. She's in high school, and one of her favorite things to do is get all dressed up and take pictures. And one of my favorite things to do is make her a flower crown for the occasion. If you look really closely, all you can see is I am twisting and weaving and just sticking in and weaving through again. It does, like I said, take a lot of practice, and you can actually make them bigger or smaller. You can make them bracelets or necklaces. I go with flower crowns just because they're easy and I get to wear them while I'm watering and everything else. I hope you guys had fun crafting today. Enjoy your summer and enjoy making flower crowns. Thanks for crafting with me today.